Here's what's happening now. Sunshine is out. We've got a gorgeous day in front of us, but we are just waiting on the stifling heat. We'll tell you when things start to sizzle. Karen?
Thanks, Ben. Also ahead, white boy Rick's fight for freedom, why he could be closer than ever to getting out of prison. We're live. Up first, lies, leaks, and the Russia investigation. The entire nation hears key testimony about a scandal that's engulfed the Trump administration.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Former FBI Director James Comey swears to tell the whole truth and quickly takes aim at the Trump administration.
Those were lies, plain and simple.
And he shoots down presidential claims of fake news.
There should be no fuzz on this whatsoever. The Russians interfered in our election during the 2016 cycle.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. The former FBI director was on the hot seat for more than 2.5 hours. During that time, he was peppered with questions about his dealings with President Donald Trump. Devin has been sorting through some of his answers, and Devin, Comey did not paint a flattering picture of the president, but he also admitted to leaking some information himself.
Exactly right, Karen. There's a lot to get to here. Let's start with James Comey never qualifying anything that the president said as being obstruction of justice. He said he would leave that to the special counsel Robert Mueller to decide, and in fact he also verified that he knows that that is an issue that the special counsel will be investigating. But he also made it clear he was so concerned that President Trump might lie about their meetings and dealings that he started taking detailed notes about their conversations.
I knew that there might come a day when I would need a record of what had happened, not just to defend myself, but to defend the FBI.
Comey says the Trump administration lied about why he was fired when officials claimed he was let go because the Bureau was in disarray. He said he now believes the president's very public comments that he was fired because the investigation into Russian interference in the presidential election would be more accurate and more truthful. Comey says claims of Russian interference are not fake news, as you just heard, as the president has claimed.
Do you have any doubt that Russia attempted to interfere in the 2016 elections?
None.
Do you have any doubt that the Russian government was behind the intrusions in the DNC and the DCCC systems and the subsequent leaks of that information?
No, no doubt.
Now, as for the president's hope that Comey would let go of the investigation surrounding former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, Comey said while the sense of it all was clear to him, he admitted the president never actually spelled out a specific request.
I took it as a direction. Right. I mean, this is the President of the United States with me alone saying, I hope this. I took it as this is what he wants me to do. Now, I didn't obey that, but that's the way I took it.
You may have taken it as a direction, but that's not what he said.
Correct.
Now, another riveting moment. Again, this was at the time the head of the FBI, and he admitted to being a leaking information to the press himself. He says after the president wondered if there might be tapes of their conversations, he wanted to let the public know about the memos he had. Now, Trump's personal attorney is questioning the timing of that leak and says that Comey leaked privileged communication. The president's attorney also wants you to take this away from today's hearings.
Mr. Comey has now finally confirmed publicly what he repeatedly told President Trump privately. That is, that the president was not under investigation as part of any probe into Russian interference.
But just as Comey said the president had lied about things, Kasowitz said that Comey was lying about things. So there's still a lot to talk about. As we said, more than 2 hours of testimony to sort through, plus more reaction from President Trump's legal team. So more to come, but for now, we'll send it back to you. Karen?
All right. Thank you very much, Devin. And make sure to stay right here for continuing coverage of the former FBI director's testimony. New at 5, we will go to Washington, D.C. and get more reaction. Then at 5:30, a former FBI special agent from here in Detroit will give us his perspective on the testimony, and then join the entire NBC News team for coverage on the nightly news with Lester Holt, and that starts at 6:30. From a historic hearing on Capitol Hill to a critical hearing before members of Michigan's parole board. Today, Rick Wershe Jr., also known as White Boy Rick, made another bid for freedom. The defenders have been following his story every step of the way. Kevin Dietz was inside that hearing and joins us now live from Jackson. Kevin, how did it go today?
Yeah, Karen, Rick Wershe told me he was nervous about coming here today, and as it turns out, it was with good reason. The Attorney General's office went after him hard, saying Wershe has been dishonest and lying about the crimes he's committed over the years. For 4 hours, inmate Rick Wershe was grilled. First, about his crimes as a kid selling kilos of cocaine in Detroit. He said he was sorry. His mom says he means it. They asked how he would do on the outside, and he said, "You'll never see me again. I'll never commit another crime." What are your thoughts as his mom?
He will be good. I know he will.
Wershe's attorney, Ralph Muselli, told Rick to tell the truth. Today, he admitted publicly for the first time he stashed the drugs police found, and he knew he was dealing in stolen cars while inside a Florida prison. But we also learned it is absolutely true. Police found him at the age of 14 and paid him to bust drug dealers in his East Side neighborhood. And inside prison, Wershe went above and beyond to help police catch dirty cops and drug dealers.
I've never seen anybody cooperate like Richard Wershe. I mean, he literally had the safety of undercover agents in the palm of his hand.
So the question for the parole board is, were Wershe's 29 years behind bars and the good deeds he did in cooperating with the FBI enough to outweigh the crimes that he committed as a teen and crimes he committed behind bars? The board will vote next month. Now, coming up at 5 o'clock, secrets revealed at the hearing. I've been covering this story for more than 15 years, and we learned things today that nobody has ever heard before in this case. And we'll get into that coming up at 5 o'clock. Karen?
All right, Kevin, I do understand at one point this hearing got very heated this afternoon. What exactly happened?
Boy, it did. It got into some questioning about some things Rick Wershe did behind bars or was accused of doing behind bars. It got very heated where they had to take basically a timeout. And we're going to get into that and show you what happened coming up at 6 o'clock tonight.
All right, we will see you at 5 and at 6 o'clock. Thank you, Kevin. In other news, a Romulus man accused of robbing and attempting to sexually assault a jogger in Huron Township was arraigned in court today. Police say 47-year-old Darian Fickling attacked a 26-year-old woman while she was on a run in the Oakwoods Metro Park on Tuesday. Fickling allegedly threatened to kill the woman and stole her cell phone, but fortunately she managed to fight him off and run away. Today, Fickling was arraigned in a Romulus courtroom. He's being held on a $10,000 bond. A 21-year-old man is expected to survive after being shot in the back in St. Clair Shores. The shooting happened at this 3-apartment home on Euclid Avenue near Jefferson around 3:30 this morning. Police say the victim was walking and talking after the shooting. He underwent surgery earlier today. The shooter is still on the loose. If you know anything about this, please call St. Clair Shores Police. Local businessman Sri Tandadar officially announced he is running for governor today. Tandadar made that announcement during a news conference at Techtown, Detroit this morning. After moving to Michigan in 2010, he started a multi-million-dollar chemical testing company, which he sold last year. Now he is the 6th Democrat to announce his campaign for the 2018 election. Today's first forecast, more great weather today. And Ben, we are looking at a nice night to sit on the deck and enjoy dinner.
Yeah, in fact, probably one of the nicer nights, depending on how you feel about the heat, Karen. Temperatures low to mid 70s out there right now. Winds are calmer than they were yesterday. Contrast that with what we have coming up for Sunday through Tuesday. Air temperatures 3 days in a row. We're going to hit 90. That heat wave, including some humidity, with heat index readings in the mid 90s. Thunderstorms in between, and that heat not going anywhere once it arrives. We'll talk more about that coming up. Karen?
All right, computers, e-books, iPads. Our public libraries face a lot of high-tech competition these days. So some local branches are starting to adapt and expand what they offer in order to drum up some new business. Our Paula Tutman takes us to Ann Arbor, where you can check out much more than your favorite books.
So, of course, everyone has a need for a theremin. What is a theremin, you ask? It's just kind of this cool noise music machine. It generally costs hundreds of dollars, except at the Ann Arbor Library, you could borrow it for free.
As I move around, it does things. So you can imagine taking this home with a house full of toddlers, right?
Of course you can borrow books at the Ann Arbor District Library, but when you walk in the front door, the first thing you're greeted with is stuff. Really cool stuff. Technically, it's called the tools section, except it's stuff. Really cool stuff. And just like you check out books, you can check out stuff. Really cool stuff. Like Karen Von Kluke, who is borrowing a badminton set and yard games for her son's graduation.
And they just have really fun things that would be far too expensive to invest in or to house in our little one-bedroom house.
There's an eclectic collection of stuff. Really cool stuff. Sewing machines, a car analyzer that you use to determine why that light came on in your vehicle. Telescopes, microscopes, scopes, stuff. Really cool stuff.
People only need them for a few times, maybe once a year, if that, so they don't want to own them. So what do? We loan them.
I mean, come on, who can't use a yard chess set? Checkmate.
We also have a lot of things that circulate to schools. So this is a model of a dinosaur.
All right, what is this?
That is a spinning wheel.
A spinning wheel?
A spinning wheel.
You can even borrow art. Local artists, copies, prints, lithographs, and art you get to borrow for up to 2 months.
I have been to physicians' offices, insurance offices in Ann Arbor, dentist offices, and I've seen and I know it came from the library because it's in their waiting rooms. So this changes it up.
It's really just a great collection of stuff. Really cool stuff that you can borrow, just like you borrow really cool books. For the tools section, you have to actually have an Ann Arbor library card. And if you don't have one because you live in the area, you can certainly buy one. As for this, you really don't want to hear how I played this one. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
All right, thank you, Paula. The Ann Arbor Library's Borrow Cool Stuff program has actually been recognized and was even written up in the New York Times for the cool collection of items. Still to come on First at 4, parents, get ready for your teenagers and tweens to beg for concert tickets. One of the biggest pop stars on the planet is coming to the D. Up first, we have news from across America, including this video of police apparently kicking a man who was actually on fire. How officers are explaining this video. And remember, the politician who punched a reporter? That confrontation will cost him $50,000, and the case isn't over.
He's in the fight.
First at 4, we're on top of stories making headlines all across America this Thursday afternoon. You may remember this newly elected congressman from Montana. His confrontation with a reporter will cost him $50,000. The night before a special election, Greg Gianforte punched a reporter asking questions about health care issues. He was elected the next day and then apologized during his victory speech. Now, he's agreed to donate $50,000 to the Committee to Protect Journalists, and the reporter will not pursue civil action. Gianforte still faces criminal assault charges. A group of New Jersey police officers could lose their jobs over the way they reacted to a fiery crash. Video from the crash shows a man roll out from the flames and the officers surround him with guns drawn. Moments later, the officers appear to be kicking the man and dragging him into the street. A union spokesperson says the officers were trying to put out the flames and drag the man to safety. Jersey City Police are investigating that incident. Well, we started cold, the beginning of the week. It's going to be scorching. So like right now is kind of that middle kind of perfection day, right?
Yeah, we don't have the humidity out there
Yeah.
and not much of a wind. So with the sunshine and temperatures in the mid 70s, what else do you really want? Unless you want to sweat, and then we've got you covered as we get into the weekend. But we're at 76 right now, and you can see some of these warmer temperatures that are just itching to get in here. 82 in Chicago right now, 85 out in Des Moines, Sioux Falls in the upper 80s. That's more of what we'll see as we get into Saturday. But for today and tomorrow, we've got temperatures that are going to be pretty close to average before that heat really starts to build in, and those heights get higher as we head into not only the weekend, but much of next week as well. We spent so much time below average. Now it looks like we're going to spend most of the upcoming 7 to 10 days actually above average. You can already start to see a little bit of activity on the radar on the other side of Lake Michigan. That'll stay away from us tonight, but we could see our first areas of showers and maybe a thunderstorm roll through here about midday tomorrow, and you'll see that on the map as we put the forecast into motion here tonight. Partly cloudy skies. I don't think that we'll be seeing any raindrops, but on Friday, this is right around midday, could be seeing some showers, maybe a rumble of thunder, but it looks like most of the thunderstorm activity is going to be focused when the heat is at its highest, and that's going to be in the afternoon. Still very similar temperature-wise to what we've got out there today. So we'll see a few drops of rain and a couple thunderstorms. No severe weather anticipated, but that's the last we're going to see of the rain for another 7 days. It's going to be Wednesday of next week, or I should say a little bit less than that, but it's going to be Wednesday of next week before we see our next chance of precipitation. 58 tonight, skies becoming partly cloudy, not much of a wind out there, and high temperatures tomorrow very similar to what we saw today. Metro zone numbers will be right around 78 degrees in the city, 78 also out here in the airport, slightly cooler in the low to mid 70s downriver. Could touch 80 in a couple spots down here in our south zone. Morenci, Blissfield, Lambertville, Adrian all hitting 80. Rest of the zone in the upper 70s. West zone, we'll see some upper 70s, at least down towards Ann Arbor and Manchester. Otherwise, mid 70s primarily. And north of M59, still staying in the 70s, even closer to the Lake Huron shoreline. You'll be seeing 72 in Lexington and 73 for that high temperature in Port Huron tomorrow. So the heat really starts to bake as we get into Sunday. That's also when the humidity increases. 90 degrees there. We'll stay in the 90s through Tuesday, and technically we'll cool down, but I don't think a lot of us will be able to feel much of a difference. Wednesday and Thursday, we start peppering in some thunderstorm chances, but those morning lows indicative of the higher humidity. So it's going to be a scorcher as we get into the weekend, Karen.
Thank you very much, Ben. Coming up, and still to come, a former member of the group One Direction has added a Detroit date to his tour. We've got some big concert news coming up. Up first, thieves caught on camera trying to use this backhoe to score cold hard cash. A big idea, but did it work? As we go to break, we'll take a look at the screen and see how the markets have closed for our Thursday. We'll be right back. Check out this crazy scene from Maryland as a suspect tries to break into an ATM with a stolen backhoe. Police say the backhoe was stolen on June 1st, driven nearly 5 miles, then used to destroy the ATM. While the man didn't make out with any of the money, he did cause nearly $10,000 worth of damage. The suspect is still on the loose today. Police believe it is the same man who robbed a nearby tobacco store last year. Well, we have a trending story for you today. Former One Direction star Harry Styles is coming to Detroit during his upcoming world tour. The show will be at the new Little Caesars Arena. The date is June 26, 2018. Styles added 56 shows to his tour after the first leg sold out in a matter of minutes. Tickets for the show go on sale on Friday, June 16th. Mark your calendars. It happens exactly at 10 a.m. I bet you won't have much time. Well, I do want to remind you about a major event going on tomorrow for the Cipriano family. The Cipriano case made national headlines 5 years ago after Tucker Cipriano and his friend murdered Tucker's father with a baseball bat and beat his mother and brother. They were able to survive. Recently, I sat down and talked to Rose and Sal about their recovery, emotionally as well as physically. Sal has been working very hard and training for this big event tomorrow. He is out of his wheelchair and plans on trying to actually run that 5K race in his family's honor.
My main motivation was my dad because he never complained.
Well, the 6th annual Cipriano Classic will take place tomorrow. The race location, Farmington Family YMCA. The race will start at 7 p.m. with a welcome, and stretches begin around 6:45. The cost is $40, and the money raised will go towards helping the Ciprianos with their medical bills. We've posted all this information on clickondetroit.com as well. Still ahead, first at 4, 79-year-old grandmother goes a little wild at a family party. Somebody posted a photo of what she did, and it is going viral. We'll show it to you next.
For one local teen, a recent medical diagnosis had her worried she'd never run again.
We went and they told me I had scoliosis.
And this track athlete was not willing to accept that.
There's so many advancements in medicine, and it was hard for me to believe that there was nothing else that could be done.
How mom went online and found a doctor to restore her daughter's quality of life.
A pizza to